What's going on, guys? ZigenSW here. Today, we are reviewing the balance patch. I know I'm a little bit late. I wasn't going to do it, but figured, why not? Let's do it. Let's get some opinions out there about how I think this is going to affect Siege and a little bit of RTA, mainly Siege. First up is Shizuka and Seimei. Decreases the ally's target skill cooldown time by 1 turn when used on a dead ally. I think realistically it's a good change. I think her reviving like Daphnis and Oberon and stuff like that, and then like them reviving each other as well is incredibly strong. I think this is one more step forward into bringing them in line to not being like super good, because right now they're incredibly good in RTA, not so much in Siege, but mainly RTA. So I think it's a good change, and I think it was necessary at the very least. Battle Angel, water, light. I think everyone knows that those skills do a ton of damage. They do so much damage. Increases the chance to land a glancing hit for 2 turns with a 50% chance. Attacks 3 to 4 to 2 to 3 times. Damage increases by 40% per hit. So attacks 1 less time. Or 2, yeah. So I guess we'll have to see what the damage is like after the patch. I'm assuming it's going to be slightly lower. Yeah, it'll basically have to be slightly lower. Battle Angel Water. Her passive deals additional damage by 4% of the target's max HP per harmful effect on the enemy up to 12. Okay, so I guess this is mainly directed at a Veronica nerf then. If they then buffed the water one afterwards. Yeah, so I guess they're just saving the water one from being overly nerfed, which is actually pretty good for Commodore standards, in my opinion. Occult Girl Light Guardian Angel. Increase the defense of all allies for 2 turns. And increases the attack speed of all allies. Oh my god. That's insane. That's so good. That's a really good change, I think. I don't think Laura gets much use. You see her every now and then. But yeah, I think it's a great change. And she will definitely be used a lot more now if you have her. Patter. Passive change. Increase your attack bar by 20% when you get granted with inability effects. Increase your attack bar by 20% when your beneficial effect gets removed. But isn't that basically when he takes a turn anyway? Isn't it? Because he moves, right? And then he he cleanses. Yeah, so I don't understand. Is that a nerf? Increase your attack bar by 20% when your beneficial effect gets removed. But I guess it can work if you've got like a Rakuni or a Lulu or something on your team, a Riley even. It'd be interesting to see if this change happens when he doesn't only cleanse himself. I guess I will test it when it comes out. I have a pattern on my second account, so I will test that because I'm a bit worried that it's a nerf. Mage Light. She definitely needs some buffs. She's not very good. Effect added. After destroying the HP of all monsters, attacks all enemies additionally to destroy their HP by 50% of the damage dealt. Holy shit. Okay. Okay, so she destroys everyone's HP by 15% first, and then attacks the enemies to destroy their HP by 50% of the damage dealt. So she's going to deal max destroy on 1 hit. That's insane. I think she's going to be quite good now. A max destroy on everyone AoE with 1 hit. That's great. she's going to be quite a problem, and pretty good for AOs now as well. Probably better than she was before, because from my understanding, her damage was already good, but she just didn't have much outside of that. Holyberry Cookie, Macaron Guard, Light. Increase your defense by 10% up to 10 times. This is their passive. Increase defense for one. Increase your defense for 1 turn whenever you attack an ally. Whenever you attack an enemy, sorry. So increase your defense by 10% up to 10, and they're changing it to increase your defense for 1 turn whenever you attack an enemy. So they're just giving her a buff, like a buff, like the defense buff, not a buff. But defense buff is only 70%, and that was going up to 100. So maybe a slight nerf there. And it's only for 1 turn. Yeah, it's interesting. I'm not really sure about that. I haven't really seen her too much, so I don't think she's that great. So I'm a bit confused about this one, to be honest. Pure Vanilla Cookie and Pudding Princess Wind. Passive changes. Effect added. Remove 1 harmful effect from the ally with the lowest HP condition. Grant shield after removing the harmful effect. Okay, so she gets a AoE remove harmful effect. That's pretty good. I guess it gets rid of the buff block chance and able to put up the shield so that she's able to utilize her reflect damage a bit more. Yeah, that's good. Yeah, I think she's really underused at the moment, so it could be a good change. Pure Vanilla Cookie, Fire, Pudding Princess. Passive change again. They really want these cookies to be good. HP recovery amount granted to allies 30 to 40%. Attack by decreasing effect that allies receive from enemies 40 to 50%. Wow. So she's like an AoE. It's an AoE Marsha passive now, basically. That's really good. I think she's going to be heavily utilized into teams with like CP, more robos. I think they're really trying to stamp out the attack bar reduction sort of meta, which is great in my opinion because I play turn 2, so it's good for me. But hopefully they're able to get more use in Siege now too. Well, I'm not really sure about defense, but offense probably. They might be a bit niche, but it's still better than nothing. Ivor Light, Mercenary Queen. Each attack, so passive. Each attack removes 1 beneficial effect from the enemy. Okay, that's a pretty big buff, I'd say. She gains heaps of attack bars. She can't be stunned, can't be slapped, things like that. And now she's going to have a single target strip. I think that's pretty good. I think she's going to be like probably an even better Iris now, to be honest. Since she can't be stunned, you can just go full damage and just full bruiser even, and really benefit more to your team. So she might be seen a lot more on Siege defense even as well, which will be interesting, but definitely be used in RTA. Ryu, Striker, Dark. Change to the PPK combo. 5th hit removes 1 beneficial effect from enemies being changed to 5th hit. Replaces the beneficial effect with the decreased defense effect for 1 turn if the enemy has beneficial effects. Right, so it's like yeah, that's going to be quite strong in RTA. So it's going to convert your buff into a debuff. AoE as well. It's going to be quite strong. Definitely a monster already being used, because he can like 2 or 3 turns stun your whole team. Beast Monk Fire. Crushing Blow, the Awakened change. Silence the enemy for 1 turn with a 100% chance, being changed to grants Oblivion for 2 turns with a 50% chance. Wow. Okay, so we might be seeing some more Kumars. But 50% chance is not the best, as we all know, but still could be a very good change. I just don't like how stat hungry the Beast Monks are. You need accuracy, you need speed, you need a HP, you need like so many different stats for them to like be able to be utilized enough. But he has a HP leader as well, right? So could see him more on defense and definitely used on offense too. Yeah, into things. Another change to Beast Monks. Fire, Wind, Light. The Meditate, as is, removes harmful effects granted on yourself and recovers the ally's target HP by 40% of your max HP through meditation. To be, removes harmful effects granted on yourself and the ally target you selected and recovers the HP of yourself and the ally by 30% of your max HP through meditation. So it's like a Chasoon then, right? Almost. I think it's going to sort of work the same way that Chasoon's S3 does, where she heals, she balances HP, but now the Beast Monks are going to heal themselves and heal the target, which I think was a problem with them in the first place. So I think, yeah, Fire Beast Monk Kumar is just going to be popping off. Great change. Beast Monks are great monsters. They're very old, and they just don't get enough use nowadays. Artmaster Fire. Effect added. Enemies' counterattack doesn't occur. So Jogun was already extremely strong into Triple Revenge Verd, but now he's going to be stronger. Obviously, people ran 100 res to deter the Jogun, or ran Double Revenge Will, but now it doesn't matter. Jogun might be popping up more again in RTA. Monkey King Water. This is interesting because Shiho's already pretty good. Change to his S3, stuns the enemy for 1 turn with a 15% chance if the attack lands as a critical hit. That's pretty good. So he's going to strip on S3 and then potentially stun something. Interesting. He's just a CC machine. He can stun on all 3 skills now. That's incredibly good. Dragonfire. Got some Zyros changes. As is. Increases all enemies and puts their skills on max cooldown. Increases the skill cooldown by 1 turn more than the max cooldown if the enemy's attack power is half or less than your attack power. To be. Attacks all enemies and puts their skills on max cooldown. If the target is not a boss, increases the skill cooldown by 1 turn more than the max cooldown. Additionally, if the enemy's attack power is half or less than your attack power, increase the damage dealt against the enemy by 50%. Wow. He's going to do a ton of damage. That's really exciting. Zyros is another one of those really old units that just doesn't get seen much anymore. But I think this might revive him into AOs once again, and maybe shut down the use of khakis. I mean, they can just be used together, right? Let's be real here. Vampire Light. Passive change. Removes all harmful effects granted on yourself when you're inflicted with fatal damage. Yeah, so he cleanses when he's going to die. Even though he doesn't actually die, he just steals HP. It removes all harmful effects granted on yourself at the start of each turn. I don't know about this one. I really don't know. Because I think before he was mainly run on Nemesis, so then he'd obviously receive damage. It'd cleanse him, trigger the Nemesis, boost his attack bar as well, and then he'd be able to go and deal some insane damage. But now they're only removing it at the start of your turn. So I feel like that's a slight nerf, right? I feel like it is. I don't know, maybe I just don't know enough about the light one. But I feel like that's a nerf, which I don't see why. Like, he's good, but like he's not like insanely oppressive. So it's strange. I don't know, maybe I just don't know enough about him. I don't know. Vampire Water, change to his S3, chance to decrease defense to 30%. Effect added, decreases the attack bar of all enemies by 20%. So is that 20% per hit, or is it just 20% full stop? So is that going to be 20% by 5? Or is it just going to be 20%? Strange. I don't like how they word things sometimes. Just some more clarification on that would probably be a lot easier to understand. But if it's by 20% each time, he's going to reduce attack bars completely, which is going to be quite good. I think his AI might even be better than Galleon's, so maybe he can be used in like Dragons and Giants Abyss. Obviously, we'll see once the patch hits what's actually happening with that. Homunculus Wind. Seen all the jokes already about half the balance patch being filled out by the Homunculus. The Wind one's getting insane changes. Everything basically is dealing more damage by max HP, which I think is putting him really well in line to be used in Giants Abyss. There's a lot of changes going on here. Decreased defense. You know, he's just getting a lot of changes that make him probably, he might even be like best in slot for Giants Abyss now, which, yeah, I've had a look at Reddit and stuff, and people are quite pissed off that they can only really build one. I can understand it, but yeah, the Homunculus are meant to fill in just like a single slot. They're not meant to, you're not meant to have all three, basically. But I do understand, because after seeing this change, I want to win one as well. But I like my water one because I use it for monster subjugation. But I do want to have the fire one too. So yeah, it's annoying, but I understand it. I can understand both sides completely. Horus Light. Duty of the Monarch is passive, so increase the attack bar of allies excluding yourself. Oh shit, he's getting a buff. Increase the attack bar of allies including yourself. Wow. He's just gonna pop off because he's got the buffs on his S3. He's got the ATB reduction on his S2, the same one that Amduat has, I believe. No, never mind. I don't know what I'm thinking. His S3 is the passive. His S2 is the defense buff and stuff. Still a buff. Still a buff. I thought he wasn't bad. But I guess he's not in the spot where they want him to be. Yeah, he's going to take a lot more turns. A bit like Amduat. Obviously not as much as that, but yeah, he's good. I think it's a good change. He wasn't terrible, but he wasn't like super good. I'd say he was probably in the bottom half. So I can definitely see why they buffed him. Fire Pioneer. Chiwu buffs coming in hot. As is, attacks all enemy with world-devouring powers to remove the beneficial effects on all enemies. We know what he does. This is a long-ass description. 2B. Attacks all enemies and absorb their attack bar by 30% each, up from 15. Afterwards, increases the chance of landing a glancing hit for 2 turns. This attack will deal more damage according to your attack speed. So he's going to be like a Varisa S3, where he lands glancing, but he's going to reduce by 30% each and absorb. So if he gets a full absorb, he's just going to take another turn. And then glancing's up. We're going to have to see a lot more max res birds again. That's what we're going to see, but we all know that resistance is a lie. Taeor buff. decrease the attack bar of enemies other than the selected enemy target by 100%. Being changed. 2 decreases the attack bar of enemies, including the selected enemy target, by 100%. Alright, so before when you targeted someone, he stunned that person and reduced everyone else. Now he's going to stun that and fully reduce their attack bar. So like a mini Zyros. Oh, not a mini Zyros, a mini Verad, basically. Which is quite cool. I already thought he was pretty good anyway. I think the problem is that the Chimeras are just so squishy. But I guess we can use him on Siege Offense now as well, which could be pretty good. Replace Poseidon, maybe? Maybe. We'll see. Obviously, a lot of testing's got to happen. Mage Wind. Increase the damage by 5% to 10% each, up to 200% whenever an ally attacks the enemy. It's a pretty good change for Momo. She was already quite good, mainly on offense when you knew the game was going to be drawn out. But now she's going to stack up twice as quick, which is going to be good because that was the problem with her on defense, is that she took so long to ramp up her damage, and by then you just kill her. So I think a good change for defense for Momo, even better for people that use her on offense because she's already a pretty good unit. Cannon Girl Dark, the Obabo buff. Here we go. I guess they just want people to use her S4 though, because you don't use it very much. Increase your attack bar in proportion to the amount of enemies destroyed HP. So yeah, it's just a S4 change. I guess they just want people to use it more, but I don't know if that's going to change much because the auto attack or the S1 is just already so strong. So I'm not too sure. I'd probably say it's a buff, but it depends on how much it's actually being utilized, I'd say. Helena buff. Increase the attack bar by 15% when attacking the enemy target granted with harmful effects. Oh, cool. Helena buff, nice. I like that. I like using Helena, I like using Diana. We all know that. Awesome. Good change, I'd say, just because I like using her. Ninetail Fox. Here are the random 4 stars that are normally in balance patches. All Will-O-Wisp, which is their S2, leaves a branding effect for 2 turns with a 15% chance. That's incredibly low, but okay. I don't think it's going to change very much. Water Cleanse. Increase the attack bar of allies by 15% each if there are no harmful effects to remove from allies. Right, so it's mainly just for people that use her on offense as a stripper who maybe don't have a Tiana or something. Yeah, I mean, it's a buff, but I don't know how much it's going to be like utilized. Dark Ninetail Fox. If you're attacking the enemy target under sleep, stuns the enemy for turns equal to the number of sleep turns the target has. Okay. So if it has a 2-turn sleep on it, use that, and then it turns into a stun. That's really going to fuck people over who use Bombay into like Gani Hathor and RTA. And the damage is increased by 10%. Really weird change. I wonder why they did that. It's really strange. Harpy All Rat Hunt. Number of attacks, 2. Total damage stays the same. Chance to decrease the enemy's defense 50% to 45%. So I'm guessing because it's going from 1 to 2, they had to reduce the chance to defense break. So it's 45% times 2, I guess now, right? Instead of 50% times 2. Still incredibly low. We'll obviously have to see how that goes, but just random Nat 3 buffs, I guess. Wind Harpy, Boar Hunt, effect added. Guaranteed to grant the decreased defense effect on the enemy immune to stun for 2 turns. So I guess they're just trying to give people like another defense breaker for Giants. Giants Abyss. That's about it. Could be used. People might build it as like a first team. Who knows? It's a good change, I think. Buffing Nat 3s to make them more usable. There's never really a way that's bad. Unless it's Raccoony. Don't buff that guy. Fuck that little rat thing. Alright, awakening effect of some monsters will be adjusted. Ezio, Steel Commander Water, increase the crit rate by 15%, increase the attack speed by 15%. Wow, what's his base now? Doesn't he have a good base? I don't remember. This guy. No, his base is dog shit. Okay. Alright, so it's going to bring him in line. But then he only increase the attack bar of the ally with the highest attack bar. Yeah, I guess this is just... It's weird. If he had like attack lead or something for like Guild War, it might be more beneficial, but... Yeah, I mean, at least he's not slow as shit now, right? Ryu, Striker, Dark. So he got the buff up. Increase the resistance by 25%. Increase the accuracy by 25%. That's probably pretty good because obviously damage dealers that awaken into resistance pretty shit. Looking at you, Savannah. So I think good change. Gonna make him easy to ruin, obviously. Put more damage into it. Harpy Wind, awakening effect modification. Increase the accuracy by 25%. Strength and skill. Instead, does Crow Hunt, hurls razor sharp feathers to attack the enemy target 2 times, increasing its defense for 2 turns. Wait, so that means she has a defense break on every single skill. That's sick, actually. That's really good. Yeah, she's probably going to be used in Giants, I'd say. Maybe even Necro when they release that. Could be. Because she's got multi-hits everywhere. Cookies, leader skill changes. Cool. Water one, increase the attack power of ally monsters in guild content by 33. Increase the HP of ally monsters by 25. I think that's more in line with that one anyway. So, yeah, probably a good change. Madeline Cookie, Choco Knight, Fire. Increase the resistance. Increase the attack power of ally monsters. Cool. And the big one, Madeline Cookie, Choco Knight. Increase the accuracy of ally monsters. Increase the attack speed of ally monsters by 25%. That's a global speed lead on the Madeline Cookie that can buff attack power and crit rate buff. She's already pretty widely used in cleave comps for Siege, so she's going to be even more used now. Great change. Don't know why she needed it, but it might bring in a new meta for Siege, sort of how the speed leader of Clara did. AI modifications for Chun-Li and Blade Dancer, Hellhound, Fire, cool. Madeline Cookie, Cowgirl, Lauren AI, improved, cool. Shadowcaster, Ninetail Fox, awesome. And some skill error stuff. Pretty decent balance patch, I'd say. There's going to be some big changes with the Homunculus and I think the Harpy Wind as well. They're going to be quite heavily utilized in Giants, which is going to help people create better teams and more versatile teams rather than just the cookie cutter stuff, which is, you know, it's always good. PvE changes are necessary for the longevity of the game, so yeah, pretty decent balance patch, I'd say. Not, I wouldn't say it's incredibly game breaking, but that's a good thing. At least they're being a bit more careful with what they're doing rather than just shutting units down left, right, and center like what they did with the old Leica. But yeah, thanks for watching, guys. My first ever balance patch review. I might have stuffed some things up. I might have got some things wrong. Bear with me. It's my first one. I haven't done this before. Well, the balance patch review anyway. Yeah, thanks for watching, guys. Make sure you like and subscribe. I'd really appreciate it. And I will see you in the next one. Bye.